Lesson 6 is going to help you with the formative assessment lesson, or the FAL as we call them, that you're going to do in class. And this is over the schoolyard problem that you guys did before you started the previous lesson. This diagram is the same diagram you guys worked with when you did the pre-assessment. And it was saying how a kid had to hit all 4 walls starting with point S, and you had to figure out what the shortest distance would be. So the first question is, well, what is the shortest route? I know you guys already did the pre-assessment, but I want you just to jot down real quick, just what do you think the shortest route's going to be? Think about what we've already been working with. We've been working with the Pythagorean theorem. We've been working with diagonal lines. Is there a way starting at point S that I could make diagonal lines for the shortest distance possible? If you notice, the original shape is going to be a rectangle in this case, because we know A to D is going to be 12 yards, but we know A to S is 4, and then S to B is going to be 12, so from A to B, that's going to give me 16 yards. So using that information, and we know it's a rectangle, so there's all right angles in it, is there a way that we could incorporate possibly the Pythagorean theorem? And would that make it a shorter route than starting at S, going to A, then going to D, to point C, to point B, to point S? So go ahead and take a moment to either jot this down or write down possibly what you think the shortest route might be. Next, we're going to do, could you use measurements? And if you could, how could you use the measurements? Well, I've already talked to you about how you can use the 12 and the 12 and the 4. So by using those, you might be able to figure out where halfway points are and see if that might give you a shorter distance. With using that, think about if you could do triangular or quadrilateral paths. So is there a quadrilateral you could build, or are there triangular shapes you could build using the Pythagorean theorem? So go ahead and just jot down some notes. What you're going to do tomorrow is you're going to talk with your group that's also watched this video. I'm going to give you back your original answers, and you're going to be able to compare what you first thought to now having me ask you a few guiding questions, and then seeing what else everyone in your group talked about. Then what you're going to do is going to look at student work samples and see if that helps you at all, how other students in the past have answered the questions. Then at the end, you'll take the post-assessment, which will be re-answering this and comparing it to your original answers. Please jot down any questions you may have, as well as the answers to these and what we've discussed in this video. I will sit with you all tomorrow when you start this to answer any of them and help you get started.